The first winter storm of the season is coming to our region. Kevin and Jacob are here with the details.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alan Lamonca. Good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Henry Blake's live in Minot right now covering the storm because that could be one of the focal points for the most snow. We're here in Bismarck covering for everybody, too. A lot going on, and this one could be rather significant because look at your averages, right?
It's early for a snowstorm of this magnitude. We usually see our first measurable snow towards the end of October, but not until the beginning of November or even December for the first couple inches of snow of the season on average. And for memorable October snowstorms, you have to go back just 4 years to 2019 right, when Bismarck had over 17 inches of snow and some parts of north central North Dakota had over 30 inches of snow in October of 2019. Back over 30 years ago, October of 1991, Bismarck had about 16 inches of snow from a memorable October snowstorm, and this storm could be added to that list with some areas over a foot of snow possible by the time this storm wraps up Thursday night.
That's exactly right, Jacob. So I thought we would just let our viewers see an hour-by-hour rendition. Meteorologist here, we're going to try to dissect this for you and just let you know that tonight we're not worried about snow. There's a little bit falling right now, Lake Metagoshi, Turtle Mountains, but tonight's not really the night to be too concerned about. But look what happens as we go forward. Here we go tomorrow morning, that first wave moving through northeast Montana, northwest North Dakota.
And the big thing is to monitor that rain-snow line. As temperatures really cool down, get below that freezing mark, we'll see that transition from rain, maybe a brief period of sleet, and then into that heavy, wet snow as we go throughout our day on Wednesday 1st in northwest North Dakota.
Yeah, that's right. Look at this as we go into the afternoon. Again, it's rain. Southern North Dakota, too much warm air. It's up here where the dynamics of the atmosphere are really cooling things down, and then we begin to see that period of accumulation again along US 2. That's tomorrow night, Jacob, at 8 o'clock. Still rain in Bismarck, but look what happens. It's different by the time we get to Thursday. Atmospheric profile such that it's mostly snow almost everywhere.
This is that round 2 on Thursday when the snow will be coming down moderate to heavy at times across the entire first warn viewing area, and that's when travel impacts will be the most hazardous as even we go into Thursday night. Right. That snow continuing to come down before it wraps up early Friday morning.
And sub-zero wind chills by Friday.
Exactly.
So there you have it, guys. A little bit of everything for everybody, I guess.
Well, I'm hoping that whatever comes our way, it doesn't mean winter weather is here to stay.
And I really don't think it will be. It might be a bookends winter, kind of begins a little bit rough like this, and then it gets better, and then maybe towards spring. Let's worry about spring later, right? Hopefully it comes quick because of what's happening now. Already some light snow falling, a rain-snow mixture, Lake Metagoshi here in the Turtle Mountains. It is 37 degrees, a little bit of a coating of snow likely later tonight. Not a lot. This is just the first little front runner wave moving through. It won't produce a lot of precipitation, whether rain or snow for this evening. A few areas, pockets of light rain over southern North Dakota. Bit of a break eastern Montana. The main system itself, the one responsible for a majority, a lion's share of the snow, that's still at least a day away. So we've got some inclement weather now, but again, it really doesn't begin to start to deteriorate until tomorrow after sunset. Again, around Botno, we've got some snow, maybe some of the higher elevations, otherwise some drizzle for Minot. No threat for any wintry precip at this time, but when you look at the big picture here, again, a lot of areas of some kind of a winter weather advisory. Winter storm watch holding on here. This does include Burley County, Morton County, so Bismarck-Mandan has been included in this now over the past couple of hours. Still waiting to see whether this gets upgraded to a winter storm warning or a winter weather advisory. But already confidence a lot higher around Minot, Ward County through Williston into eastern Montana. So the National Weather Service, both Bismarck and Glasgow offices have upgraded this to a winter storm warning. Probability for at least 2 inches of snow. Look at this, high for almost the entire first warn viewing area. Jamestown on the line, but accumulating snow is likely, but Bismarck in on this as well. All of central and western North Dakota, eastern Montana. Then we begin to hone in on where the higher totals are likely going to be. Bismarck, still a chance for a half of a foot, but not as great of a potential as areas farther north along US 83, including Minot, the Turtle Mountains here, Williston, Dickinson, back into eastern Montana. Half a foot, fairly high probability of a 70 to 100% chance. And then 8 inches. That still looks like a higher likelihood here along US 2 and US 85 here between Dickinson and Williston toward Minot. Not so much of a threat for the Bismarck-Mandan area, so you can really get an idea of where we're going to have the highest impacts. There's a medium potential of a foot more of snow in northern and western North Dakota and eastern Montana. I think Sydney could be the perhaps the bullseye here of maybe Believe it or not, prospects for up to 18 inches of snow. Somebody might see totals like that. If they do, it'll likely be somewhere in northeast Montana or northwest North Dakota. Again, much more uncertainty here because of the rain factor. The longer it rains and does not snow over southern North Dakota, the totals will be a lot less. So right now, everywhere, I think, look at the lower end of the range, like Bismarck-Mandan, 4 to 8. I'm thinking more like 4 inches, but it'll probably be 8 if it begins to snow a little bit earlier. If it stays in the form of rain through tomorrow night, then we are going to have a lot less rain or snow potential. So we're already in the 30s across the north here, but look at these temps going into almost Halloween or even into November.
Yeah.
It's like December. Talk about off the cliff quick.
It's getting worse every day.
It seems like it, right?
Thanks, Kevin.
Good evening, everybody. Southern North Dakota, we get our turn coming up tomorrow, but it has been the northern half of the state today and northeastern Montana. Live look in Williston at the parking lot of the KFYR-TV studios. Snow-covered cars. It's 21 degrees, and in rural areas, we do have some blowing snow, 35 degrees. We're going to talk to Michael Anthony here, hopefully in just a moment from Williston to give us a live report, but 21 degrees, again, well below freezing in the western Star City. Snow is still coming down. However, not to the intensity it was earlier today, and I don't think we get back to that level. Even with wave number 2 coming in tomorrow, early afternoon, I think more accumulations on the way, but not at the snowfall rate we had earlier, where it was at least 1 inch per hour for a couple of hours. Minot, we still have a band of moderate snow, 28 degrees, now well below freezing, and a north wind here at 14 miles per hour. In the Bismarck-Mandan area, snow is not an issue, nor will it be tonight. Not until early tomorrow morning before sunrise, then we'll begin to see the flakes fly because it's too mild here in southern North Dakota, where it's presently 40 degrees. But we do have some light rain and some pockets of drizzle. Now in the Dickinson, in the Queen City here, we've got 36 degrees. It's actually gone up a degree or two in the past hour. Light north winds, but a pocket of drizzle, eventually becoming freezing drizzle. Reports in Webo, Montana of an ice coating on just about everything. So as that temperature drops off, we are going to have perhaps a period of freezing drizzle in southwest North Dakota. Sky Tracker Doppler radar tracking that snow in Minot. Not as much, though, in eastern Montana nor into western North Dakota. We've got to wait now for wave number 2, and that comes in after midnight. But rain or drizzle forming in south central North Dakota. Again, not a problem with frozen precipitation tonight, not until after midnight. But it's wave number 2. This one's going to be a little bit stronger, and coming in from Billings right now, Wyoming and southern Montana. That wave number 2, it moves toward the northeast, and that's when we see inclement weather over central and southern North Dakota and northern South Dakota.
Now back to Kevin and what's still coming our way.
All right, Alan, thank you very much. Okay, we're back to that no travel advised in northwest North Dakota as per NDDOT. Montana does things a little bit differently. Not that it's terrible or not terrible in the state of Montana, but equally so as far as travel not advised here in northeast Montana and northwest North Dakota. And again, US 85 is closed in both directions between Watford City and 200. Keep that in mind because the visibility is down to roughly 0. No visibility, that is. Winter storm warning in eastern Montana, most of North Dakota, continuing on tonight into tomorrow. Remember, conditions will get worse for tomorrow in central and southern North Dakota and far northern South Dakota. Big parent system here over the Pacific Northwest. It's spinning up all of these disturbances right into the northern plains. We've already had wave number 1. That's in Minot right now. That's moving toward the northeast, weakening. Wave number 2. This one's actually a stronger disturbance in the atmosphere. This one is going to be moving through southeast Montana, southwest and south central North Dakota, really all of central and southern North Dakota, northern South Dakota. This wave number 2, this is the one that's going to give snow to the southern tier of the first warm viewing area. I've had some people say, hey, it's not snowing in Bismarck. It never was supposed to snow in Bismarck today because the air is simply too warm in the southern reaches of the state. When the cold air gets here later tonight, then we're going to see the rain changing over to snow. Arnegard, 9 inches, almost 8 here in Watford City already. Crosby, miles, or rather northeast of Minot by 7 miles, and Williston at around 7 inches of snow. Continuing to pile up again, as you see around Arnegard here with this photo. A great photo because a ruler, always a good representation of how much snow has fallen. Again, approaching that 9-inch mark. And it was quite a snowy scene from the Minot International Airport here. Tina snapping this photo mid-afternoon. And again, back to Williston, lots of piles of snow. The intensity of the snow has decreased in Williston, but still with wave number 2 on the way tomorrow, I think periods of light to moderate snow may resume and then start in the southern reaches of the state. But it's all about drizzle, liquid precip here for the evening time frame over south central North Dakota. The air getting cold enough where we'll see a rain or drizzle switch over to snow around Bowman and Dickinson, especially after midnight. And with wave 2, look at the darker blue moving in from the southwest, moving toward the northeast, elongated, a long fetch of moisture here with that cold air coming in from the north. That's why we're going to see periods of moderate, maybe heavy snow, central and southern North Dakota for tomorrow. That means that it's going to get better across the far northwest. It'll get worse over central and the southern reaches here, the first warm viewing area. And by 4 o'clock, or let's say in 24 hours, still widespread snow can be expected. Pockets of moderate snow with that all the way through tomorrow night. It doesn't get better until Friday morning. Snow cover, what does that mean? Halloween's not even here yet, and we're looking at sub-freezing highs for days and days. Lows for many in the single digits.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.